In this video, I'm going to talk about a couple of the storm tools. Two of my favorite ones are the Vedic Rainbow indicator, which gives us timing windows for specific areas where highs and lows, intraday highs and lows, are often going to come in. And these are extremely consistent and have been since the inception of this material. And we did a couple of month workup in 2023, January and February. We get a lot of questions on how to use these tools. A lot of people look at tools and they don't know what to do with them. Experienced traders probably know what to do. More inexperienced traders struggle with putting things together. So I'm going to just talk about what I like to do. I don't sit here and watch the market every day. I only hit a few trades a week. If you're doing this and doing this right, you don't need a lot of trades to make a lot of money. So what I do, I concentrate on the Vedic Rainbow and the pH indicator. And you can see tomorrow today because these indicators plot forward, so you can see what's coming the next day and you can plan accordingly, and you don't have to sit and watch the market because you know what potential times you're going to be looking for a trade. Anyhow, you can go to the Cosmoeconomics site, look up the Perfect Storm book page, and go to the Perfect Storm day trade results for January, February 2023. We put together a very simple trading strategy that anyone can program into a dome. In this case, we use the Ninja Super Dome. Plug the strategy, exits, break even, and stops into the automated trade manager. And once you click your entry, the trade will take care of itself. Now we're going to take a look at a couple of trades from yesterday. We had two key setups in the morning. The first one was the pH indicator, and the second one was from the rainbow. Now I recommend you go to the Cosmoeconomics site and read through this material. And this is where the trading system, simple trading strategy, is described. I'm not going to describe it again. You can go here and read it and see what we're doing. So yesterday, after the opening range volatility, we had a sharp move down, and I put out a video yesterday highlighting the pH times. You can see that video, the early morning times worked, and then I specifically mentioned this area here around 10:30 where we had these three timing lines where we had our usual end of segment projection here on the pH3, and we also had two projections coming forward. So we had a little bit of a wide window there, and what happened, the market traded down and made the actual low, which was the low of the day at that time, setting up the first trigger point. And you can see the entry. I'm using a simple 3-unit, 1 contract strategy, which is what we used on the performance test. And I'm using that here on these trades from yesterday. Now I like to see this come exactly to the timeline. In this particular case, it was 1 bar early. So you can see the entry here at 49.45.75. Now, looking at the two charts in tandem, knowing that I had two more timers right behind that, I knew there was a possibility that we could run up and then get flipped right back down. At the time, that was the low of day, and anytime we make a new high or new low of day, it's considered to be a prime setup. If it's not a prime setup, if we're coming into the timer and we're not making a new high or low a day, then I consider it a scalp setup and use different set of parameters. So now you can see the first trade went up and we got flipped back down. In this particular case, I scratched this and we took a 1 tick loss. I just manually clicked this one out. I wasn't going to take a full stop, and if you look at the rainbow chart, you'll see why. We had a rainbow setup with the key B1 window, this bright green window right here. This is what's highlighted. That area is highlighted in the price bar, and you can see the area where we got flipped, where I closed out the PH trade. We made a new lower low in the timing window where we had this support from the A3 white and the A1 white. Now normally I would jump right in here as we're bottoming out, and if you wait for the first bar close, higher bar, you could take the trade there. In this particular case, because we had the two white windows here on A1 and A3 so close, I didn't click it in till after and got the entry right here at the close of that bar. So you can see the entry there, 3 at 49.44. We hit all three targets. This was the simple 5, 10, 15 point target. So this particular trade brought back 30 points, and the first trade lost 3 ticks. Now, when there's an active trade, we made a low of day. The next window here is disregarded because now we're in the middle of the high and low of the day range, and we're already in an active trade. So the next window here on the B1 doesn't count. Now we had a white window here where we made this little low. This was an area where you could take a scalp continuation, but then we had one more key window on the day here on the B1, this bright green, highlighted on the price chart again. Now the two white overlaps here on A3, A5 is where I marked the blue vertical line. That's exactly where the high of day came in. This triggered off another one, which would have hit the target of +5, +10, +15, which I was not on the computer at the time. If I was, that would have been the second prime trade of the day, and that would have netted you out another 30 with the simple strategy that we put into play on that performance test. Now this strategy is very basic. Obviously you can do any amount of other things you want to do to manage your trade. We just wanted to put something together very simple that beginning traders could use and take these tools and make them work. So now you want to use tools together. This is my favorite thing. You don't want to be looking at too many things, but I always want to make sure I look at these two. The rainbow is the primary tool because it gives you the important intraday areas for highs and lows. And the PH also gives you good moves. Now you can see why, because we had the PH trigger here and then the rainbow trigger right behind that. It's the reason why I scratched this trade here, because I knew there was another potential to get another push down into the key timing window of the rainbow, and that's exactly what happened. So two trades, one tick loser and one +5, +10, +15. Anyhow, this is a really simple, easy, efficient way to do this. You'll get 1 or 2 trades most days on the rainbow with new highs or lows, and for beginning traders we stress that you stick with that before trying to maneuver into taking more trades or taking scalp trades. So go to the Cosmo Economics site, check out the performance test. You can see the charts day to day for 2 months. And this came out in 2021. This stuff has been consistent for 3 years, and you can still, see it still again working yesterday to get you good trade setups.